Now, Debbie, let's move to Canada.
Yeah, let's remember that what happens in the UK, we need to be keeping an eye on Canada and also other countries. So just to remind people of CANZUK. So CANZUK is a closer tie relationship, of four eyes, if you like, between Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. And we've got very close relationships with Canada and our Canadian friends, including the MHRA, who have been busy working with Health Canada. And of course, the government of Canada has got, I mean, I've just taken a snippet of it there, but they have a whole page on Canada, United Kingdom relations. So keep an eye on Canada for what might happen in the UK. And saying that, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Theresa Tam, who's Canada's Chief Public Health Officer. Now, Dr. Tam originally comes from Hong Kong. She trained in Nottingham. She's worked for the World Health Organization. And I'd like to just introduce you to her talking to a few children at Christmas last year. Let's have a look.
Well, kids, I'm just doing my yearly call to the North Pole for Santa's holiday health check. Are you all set for the holiday season?
Of course. I must say, Dr. Tam, it just warms my heart to see everyone in Canada, especially kids, working so hard to keep the holidays safe and cheerful for all.
It's been a tough season with lots of viruses making people sick.
We are both up to date with our vaccinations, including COVID boosters and flu shots.
That's so good to hear.
1, stay up to date on your vaccinations. 2, wear a mask in crowded indoor places and make sure it fits nice and snug. 3, wash your hands to the tune of Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, Jingle.
Also, you can be sure to stay at home if you're feeling sick. And if you're gathering indoors with other people or elves, open a door or a window for a few minutes at a time to let in some fresh air. The more items you check off the list, the more protected you are. Happy holidays, everyone!
Happy holidays, Dr. Tam. So you're getting the picture. So last week, she appeared in front of all the cameras doing a press release because Moderna has been approved, the latest Moderna injection's been approved. So let's have a look at her having a talk in front of the cameras. Just note the design on her suit. It looks remarkably like a coronavirus to me, but let's see what she says about what's being rolled out or what's being proposed to be rolled out in Canada.
Thanks for that. Just as a follow-up, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to take note. You're all masking, which is lovely to see, of course, but most government ministers are not now. Most MPs are not. Most people on the street are not masking. Is there any specific guidance on that going forward at this point?
Yes, Theresa Tam. So it is a layer of protection. We hope people have developed the habit to be able to use masks as needed during the respiratory virus season, not just for COVID, but for all the other respiratory pathogens that will be transmitted around this time. So I do think now is the time to get your masks ready if you don't already have them. In our own particular context, we certainly in our area, there's been an uptick in some of the COVID-19 indicators. For me personally, there have been cases around, even my work colleagues. So that's one of the reasons why we are wearing masks today.
So that's what's looking like it's coming Canada's way and probably ours soon. But I just want to remind people of a film that Dr. Tam appeared in 10 years ago in Canada. This was a production from the National Film Board of Canada called Outbreak, Anatomy of a Plague. If we look at the cast list, we can see that Dr. Tam is playing herself, but it's a drama documentary. Now, this was a drama documentary about smallpox. So let's see what Dr. Tam said 10 years ago.
I think the public has to know this is one of the worst case scenarios in terms of an infectious disease outbreak, in that their cooperation is sought. If there are people who are non-compliant, there are definitely laws and public health powers that can quarantine people in mandatory settings. It's potential you could track people, put bracelets on their arms, have police and other setups to ensure quarantine is undertaken. It is better to be preemptive and precautionary and take the heat of people thinking you might be overreactionary, get ahead of the curve, and then think about whether you've overreacted later. But it's such a serious situation that I think decisive early action is the key.
Police checkpoints are set up on all the bridges, and everyone leaving the city is required to show proof of vaccination. Those who refuse to cooperate are taken away to temporary detention centers.
Do you think she holds those views now?
Those views, and even more extreme, I suspect.